Yo, what is going on, guys? Welcome back to another video. So it's Tuesday, which means it's time for our weekly tier list Tuesday. And now that most of the offseason is now over, I thought it'd be appropriate time to start going through every single team's positional groups. We're starting with the forwards, then we're going to do the defensemen, then we're going to do the goalie tandem. Today, forwards. Let's dive into it. Pretty straightforward. Great, good, solid, meh, bad. Let's not waste your time. Let's start it off. New Jersey Devils. They needed to add another top six forward, man, and they just did not. They added Connor Brown. That's not going to get it done. It's solid. They have one of the best top three forwards in the NHL in Hughes, Bratt, and Heischer. But Meyer has been kind of underwhelming. Dawson Mercer is kind of not even plateaued, regressed. So I think you just got to put him in solid at this point. It's kind of a bit disappointing. Montreal, adding Sam Bolduc was a nice add within their middle six. I think I'm going to go with solid as well when looking at it. I really like their top four forwards. Patrick Laine did not exactly live up to expectations and definitely did not live up to his salary cap. Where I think it's solid at this point. If Slavkovsky takes a big step, if Demidov's amazing, yes, they definitely jump into good, but there is some uncertainty at this point. Gallagher, Anderson are still effective third liners for the most part. I think it's just solid. I'm sure Montreal Canadiens fans will scream that it's good, though. Boston's bad. Outside of David Pastrnak, they're complete cheeks. It's like Middlestat, Geeky, Zaka, Lindholm, Potra. Like, it's just not much. You look at it, and it is very underwhelming. In my opinion, it is bottom five in the NHL. So as a result, they're going to get a bad spot. I understand that David Pastrnak can maybe carry them to okay results, but it's a bad forward core. Ottawa, I'm going to go with good. They didn't really make any big additions this offseason, but I already thought it was a pretty good forward core, and they got an ideal fourth line center in Lars Zealer. Hopefully some of their young guys take positive steps. They definitely led the team this season in terms of making the playoffs from the forward core. Washington, good. You're going to see, I'm not going to have a ton of teams in great. I might not even have a ton of teams in bad. So I think it's good. Full season of Ryan Leonard. We're able to re-sign Beauvillier. They did lose Mangiapane, but he wasn't really a huge part of this team. He was kind of stapled to that bottom six. And the top six was so damn good with guys like Protas McMichael taking steps, Ovechkin not aging at all and playing one of his best seasons of recent memory, as well as Tom Wilson really bouncing back, PLD bouncing back, Strome being point per game. It's good. It's one of the most well-balanced forward core. They don't quite have those superstars that you would maybe want in your great forward cores, which is very, 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 very good. I'm going to call bias for this. My New York Islanders, I'm going with solid. I know that they lost Brock Nelson. Bringing in Jonathan Drouin, bringing in Shabanov, who could potentially be special, the guy coming over from Russia. It's decently deep throughout. There's a lot of solid middle sixers in it. It's closer to bad. It's closer to meh than good. I'll put it like that. Like, I'm going to trash their defense core when we get there. Don't worry about it. But I do think it's a pretty solid forward core. Florida, we got our first great. They were able to bring back literally everybody. Amazing top six. No doubt in my mind, the best third line in hockey, Luosterainen, Lundell, and Marchand. It's amazing. It's just straight up amazing. It's one of the best top nines we have seen. And that fourth line was so good for them throughout the playoffs. It's been awesome. Buffalo, I kind of like Buffalo a little bit. Even though they lost Paterka, I might put them in meh for now, but they're decently close to solid. I got to see how the rest shakes out. But I think Josh Doan, he's not going to be JJ Paterka, don't get me wrong. But I'm looking forward to seeing him within that Buffalo Sabres core. Obviously, Tage Thompson, Alex Tuck. Hopefully Zach Benson takes a huge step this year. Hopefully Jack Quinn can stay healthy. I think it's a little bit of sneaky. Josh Norris has to stay healthy. There's just too many question marks for me to put it in solid right now. But I think if fully healthy, it's probably solid. Pittsburgh, meh right now with the possibility or likelihood to probably go down to bad if they trade one or both of Raquel and Rust. But yeah, right now, Crosby's still extremely elite. Raquel and Rust are damn good top six forwards. Malkin's still a serviceable second line center. But outside of that, there's really not much at this point, and rightfully so. They're going to go towards the youth movement. Maybe Koivunen can be something this season for Pittsburgh. But overall, it's pretty meh. I wouldn't hate if you put it down in bad. They'd probably be next up. Winnipeg. I think I'm going to go solid with Winnipeg. People are going to scream about Jonathan Toews. The dude has not played in 2 years. They lost Nikolai Ehlers. They brought in Nyquist. It's shallow outside of that first line, man. Adam Lowry's coming off major hip surgery. He's going to be back by like December, January. But there are some question marks. Awesome goalie tandem. No shit there. Very good defense core. Forward cores don't really move me that much, especially out of that top line. And obviously with this, I'm assuming that Velarde, I'm assuming most of the restricted free agents are going to resign. Rossi might be a little bit dicey, and Bowen Byram for the Buffalo Sabres is probably gone, but Velarde's going to be there next season. For Calgary, meh. It's like a slightly worse New York Islanders, I'd say, just because Barzal and Horvat is better than Kadri and Huberdeau, I'd say. And then the rest, unless Zari takes a huge step, I do like Coronado a decent amount. But yeah, this season I think they ranked like third or fourth in goals per game. Not very good. Carolina, if they get a legit second line center, I might move them up into great. I cannot do that quite with Sveri Kotkaniemi, but with the addition of Nikolai Ehlers, already had a fantastic top line. Logan Stankoven, Jackson Blake hopefully take steps. Bradley Nadeau might be within that top 9 this season. It's definitely good. Chicago's still bad though. Chicago, it's still Bedard. Nazar maybe takes a step. Maybe Oliver Moore hits the ground running, but outside of that, it's just a lot of veterans that are somewhat overpaid, that are like third liners at this point. It's nothing special. Colorado, you could maybe make an argument for great. I might eventually move them up. When looking at it, they were able to re-sign Brock Nelson. They still have some salary cap space. I don't know what they're going to do with it. I think they have like $5 to $6 million remaining. So they decided to not re-sign Jonathan Drouin. Might move up, but that bottom 6 is not too fantastic. Vancouver, they're running back the same forward core for the most part, minus JT Miller, minus Pia Suter, and adding Vander Kane. It's definitely not bad. It's definitely not these tiers. Elias Pettersson needs to bounce back, or maybe it actually could be pretty bad. But yeah, it's meh. It's meh. Hopefully Besser and DeBrusk have solid seasons. St. Louis, they lost Bull Duke though. If they still had Bull Duke, I could maybe be convinced on solid, especially after adding Pia Suter and adding Nick Bjugstad. But I think I'm going to go with solid at this point. I like the top 6 a decent amount. Buchnevich, Thomas, Kyrou, Holloway, Neighbors. It's going to come down to if Dvorsky and Snuggerud are legit good middle 6 forwards right out of the gates, then you probably move them up to good. But right now, we'll go with solid. We'll play it a little bit conservative. Columbus, I think solid as well. They far outperformed my expectations last season in terms of guys like Monahan. Kent Johnson was nearly point per game. Voronkov, Marchenko. You could maybe move them up into good. I don't think I will because underlying numbers suggest that it maybe was a little bit fugazi last season. But nah, it's still solid. It's definitely still solid. Dallas, they're losing Mikael Granlund. Tyler Seguin, Jamie Benn ain't getting any younger. They lost Marchment. So I think I'm going to go with good. Still very deep. I'd still probably take them over these 4 teams, but I don't think it's quite on a Florida level heading into next year. Detroit, I really like Larkin, Raymond, and DeBrincat, and Kane, Kane's getting up there in age, but still has been hyper productive. I think I'm going to go with meh. I might move them up because people are going to scream at me that the Islanders forward core is not better than the Detroit forward core. I personally believe that to be true, that the Islanders is better than Detroit. But yeah, Detroit, it's really just going to hinge on, does Casper take a step? Does Danielson take a step? Because right now I do think that they are kind of a one-line team if they stack those 3 together. Edmonton, good. I can't quite say great. I just don't like their depth that much. H and Hyman are getting up there in age. So, yeah. Not saying I didn't like their offseason. Mangiapane was a solid buy low guy, but they did lose some key depth. Utah, I still got the Utah Hockey Club, but it's obviously Utah Mammoth. I think I'm going to go with good. Adding JJ Peterka into a mix that a team that is already one of the most fun rush teams in the entire NHL. It's going to be very interesting. Logan Cooley should take a step. Dylan Gunther should take a step. They're going to be fun. They did lose Michelli, but he didn't play that much of a role in the team last season. I'm looking forward to Utah. Los Angeles, I think I'm going to go good as well. Deep team, deep forward core. Like Washington, no true star on the team, but you got Byfield, you got Kopitar, you got Kempe, you got Fiala, a bunch of dudes. As you can see, again, I'm kind of gatekeeping the great. Minnesota's kind of just solid. They didn't do much this offseason. They still got Kaprizov, Boldy, Eriksson Ek. I don't know what the hell is going to happen with Rossi, so I think I'm just going to slot them in solid right now. Kind of an underwhelming offseason thus far for them. Nashville, meh. I think some of their guys are going to have better seasons, but even some of their guys that had bad seasons last year also are pretty old, like a Stamkos, like a Ryan O'Reilly. They traded Gustav Nyquist. They didn't really bring anybody in of note. So I think you're just going to go with meh. The Rangers, a lot of question marks for the Rangers as well. I know Panarin's going to have a productive season. I know JT Miller's going to have a productive season. I don't know about Zibanejad. I don't know about Lafreniere. I don't quite know about Trocheck as well. So I think they're just solid at this point. Again, I'm going to get called the Rangers hater or something like that. but I think that is somewhat fair. Let me, do I move the Islanders? No, I'm standing to it. I'm standing 10 toes down. Philadelphia Flyers still don't have a legit number one center, nothing remotely close to it. I like their wingers a decent amount. I think Mitch Collins is going to take a very solid step, and Zegras should be better than he was the last 2 years, which would be hard to be worse. But yeah, they're still not quite there. San Jose, a fun top six, but still one of the worst bottom sixes in the entire NHL. Celebrini will be a legit number one center next year. Smith will take steps. Eklund will take steps. Misa probably can walk in and be a 50-point guy. But then you got like Toffoli, Wenberg. There's not much beyond that because they traded a decent amount of guys throughout the years. Seattle, meh. I do like them bringing in Marchman over Burakovsky, but that's really all that they did. Unless Shane Wright takes a huge step, unless Matty Beniers gets back on track, it's a pretty aggressively meh forward core. I think Tampa's great. They were able to re-sign Yanni Gourde. Bjorkstrand is going to be there next season, was hurt this season come playoff time, as well as a guy like Jacob Pelletier I thought was a very good addition for them. I think that they finally have just a loaded top nine. And I think that they have guys that can fit that fourth line spot. Yes, Kucherov needs to be better in the playoffs and shit like that, but they have a true superstar, points also a superstar, Gensel, Hagel, just studs galore. Sorelli as their 2C. For Toronto, I'm going to go with good. They still have Matthews and Nylander. Oh my God. But yeah, Michelli, I do like that added decent amount. I can't say great though, just because the bottom six is still a little bit of a concern with the Toronto Maple Leafs, and they did lose Mr. Mitch Marner, and I'm going to throw Vegas in grade as well. You look at Vegas, man. Eichel, Stone, Marner. Marner's got to be better in the playoffs, obviously. Hurdle, I like a lot. Carlson, it's going to be like the best third-line center in the entire NHL. We're able to bring back Saad and Riley Smith on dirt cheap contracts. Barbashev, Dorofeev had 35 goals last year. Are you kidding me? I think this is a great forward core. And they hopefully should not get shut out against the Edmonton Oilers for the final two games of the playoffs. And then lastly, we got Anaheim. I think I'm going to go solid, bringing in Chris Kreider and Granlund at the cap hits that they're going to be at. I don't exactly love, but they're going to be pretty solid players for the Anaheim Ducks. Let me know in the comments, what do you think about this? How biased am I for having the New York Islanders in solid? I'll flash the New York Islanders forward core. I think it's actually kind of underrated heading into this season. But yeah, let me know in the comments. What do you think? I'll be seeing you in the next one. Peace.